Friends, let's pray to all the masters, the gurus, and the great sages who have given us this knowledge. Let's pray to our Kula Devata. Let's pray to our Ishta Devata. Let's pray to the Rashi Mandala, Graha Mandala, and the Nakshatra Mandala. Pray their blessings. We are bestowed with divine knowledge by which we can help ourselves and also the society. Yeah. So, in the last two sessions, we learned about the sun and the moon. So, can anyone tell me about the characteristics of the moon?
Moon is the queen of the portfolio is the queen, and it belongs to the Dashavatara Krishna. And goddesses, we have to pray with the Gauri or Rajarajeshwari.
Yes.
And keywords are relationship with mother, mother-in-law, Attige. Color is white. Color is white, and Varna is Vaishya. Taste is
Number
salt.
is 2, ma'am. Its number is 2 indicated by moon.
Yes, yes, correct.
Vehicle is Ace house, Tattva is Jala Tattva, and Triguna
Mind,
Sattva
it is
Triguna,
Very good.
and color
Changes
white.
vertically.
Metal is
Vaishya
lead, which
Varna.
indicates Navadanya rice.
Yes.
And
Vaishya
the
Varna.
Naratna means
tank,
Too many people are
river,
talking. Please mute yourself. Others all, please mute yourself. Yeah. In which Rashi is moon exalted?
Shanthi ma'am, unmute yourself, no ma'am.
In which Rashi is moon exalted? Okay, I think everybody is muted. Okay, fine. I'll start the session. Yeah. Moon is exalted in Vrishapa, debilitated in Vrishchika Rashi, own house is Karkataka. So, in the last two sessions, you studied about the sun and the moon. When you think about the sun, the image that comes to your mind is that of a king. So all the qualities of the king should be associated with sun. That is the characteristics of the sun. Authoritative, powerful, a very good administrator, generous, egoistic, strong, fiery, very powerful. That is the quality that comes with sun. When you think about the moon, the first word that comes into your mind is mind. Moon rules the mind. He signifies the mind. So, sun is a strong, authoritative, powerful planet, whereas moon is a soft, emotional, calm, very sensitive, kind planet. Okay, now we'll be learning about Mars, the third planet, Mars. So I'll share the screen. So Mars, known as Mangala, Angaraka, Kuja. The Dashavatara that is connected with Mars is Narasimha Avatara. Very rightfully, it is Narasimha Avatara because Narsimha is about aggression. That is the quality of Mars. So it very well resonates with the quality of Mars. His birthday is on Akshaya Samvatsara Shravana Masa Shukla Trayodasi. Gotra is Bharadwaja Gotra. Wife's name is Shakti. Vehicle is red ram. Ram means it's a male goat. So the goat is red in color. That is the vehicle of Kuja. Number indicated by Mars is 9. And Bijakshri mantra of Mars is Om, Kram, Kreem, Kraum, Saha Bhaumaya Namaha. Now, what does Mars represent? Mars, the portfolio given to Mars is that of commander-in-chief. So what are the qualities if he has to be a commander-in-chief? Commander-in-chief means he's the head of the army or the one who leads the army. So what is the quality which a commander has? He should be very brave, very courageous, very aggressive. He should have that stamina and energy. So those are the qualities of Mars. He is very, very courageous. He represents the courage that an individual has, and highly aggressive, energetic. He is a planet which is action oriented. That means he believes in action rather than sitting and planning. He's more, he's more towards action. A person who loves adventures, but at the same time, he is very hasty. Sometimes, people, if they're very quick, they will not even think, they will act. That kind of nature Mars has. So if you tell something for a person, for Mars, instead of replying, he'll immediately act. That is the kind of nature Mars has, very impulsive. But at the same time, Mars is very faithful. Just like how a commander-in-chief will be very faithful to his king. That is the nature of Mars, highly faithful. Another thing about Mars is he is egoistic. That is natural. See, any person who is very physically strong, they will have that some kind of ego in them. So that's the kind of ego Mars has. He's got a lot of ego on his strength. He knows that he's very strong. When you talk about the ego of the king, that is the sun, it is the ego of power. Any individual who has power, who is in a position, high position, they will be egoistic. They'll be, they know that they can use their power as they want. So that gives them ego. In the same way, Mars has so much of strength, physical strength, that he'll be very egoistic about his strength. And he's arrogant. Whenever you are egoistic, obviously you tend to become arrogant. That means you don't care about anybody. He can be very stubborn, dominating, and quarrelsome, getting into fights. That is also one of the qualities of Mars. Anger. And this is some of the characteristics of Mars. And see, Sun is called as Atma Karaka. He represents your Atma. Moon is called as Mano Karaka. He represents your mind. Mars is called as Bhratru Karaka. Bhratru Karaka means siblings. Your brothers, sisters are called, especially your younger brothers, we can say. So that's why younger brothers are represented by Mars. He's known as Bhratru Karaka. Mars also signifies your blood. Blood is red in color, and that's the color of Mars. So the blood in the body is signified by Mars. The energy that you have, it's a powerful planet which has got a masculine quality. And Mars also represents machinery, electricity. It is like it gives an interest in an individual to get into some kind of engineering field. Either they become electrical engineers or mechanical engineers, or they start their own factories, manufacturing units. They'll be very much interested in such things. So Kuja means, see, Kuja means Ku is earth, Ja means born from. So he is born from the earth. That's why he is known as Kuja. Now there's an interesting story that is connected with the birth of Kuja. You know the story of Lord Shiva and Sati. Sati, when she is humiliated by her father, there's a big homa being done, and she attends that homa alone. Shiva doesn't attend that yagna. And what happens when she feels very humiliated, she jumps into that sacred fire. After she jumps into that sacred fire, Shiva is devastated. He is like, he's so very depressed and he's so very angry. He goes into tapas. He goes into intense tapas, and due to that tapas, lot of heat and energy is produced in his body. And during this tapas, a drop of sweat from his body falls onto the earth. And this drop of sweat is received by Bhudevi, Mother Earth, and she nourishes it. From that is born Kuja. So he carries the fierce energy of Lord Shiva and also has the protective nature of Mother Earth. That's why, since he is born from Bhumi, he is known as Bhumiputra or Bhauma. That is the reason all landed property is represented by Kuja. So if you're having a strong, well-placed Kuja in your horoscope, you have the chance of owning lot of lands in your name. So landed property, the Karaka is Kuja. That's why he's also known as Bhumi Karaka. Electricity, machinery, and accidents also happen due to Kuja. Volcanic eruptions, all these are things that are connected with Kuja. Then when we think about the portfolio, he is commander in chief. Relationship, sun represents father, moon represents mother or mother-in-law, and sister-in-law also, elder sister-in-law. And sun represents father, father-in-law, eldest son. Whereas Mars will represent the younger brother. He also has this Agni Tattva, the fiery energy, just like sun. Triguna, he's got a tamasic nature. See the difference. When you're talking about sun, he also had this Agni Tattva, but he had sattvic nature. Whereas the guna of Mars is tamasic. That means he can be violent, he can be cruel if he wants. Because a commander-in-chief, just picturize a commander-in-chief. The look, the appearance, a warrior, how he'll be. He can be violent if the situation demands. He can be violent just to protect his country and the men who are under him. He can be very violent. So for that, you should have that tamasic nature. So that is the nature of Mangala. Varna, he belongs to Kshatriya Varna. Color is blood red. When I told about the color of sun, it was orangish red. Here, the color of Mars is blood red. And the metal is copper. Navadanya is turdal. Navaratna is red coral. Coral means pagade. Then Devata is Lord Kartikeya, that is Subramanya, that is the Adi Devata for Kuja. So if there is some problem that is created by Kuja in your horoscope, you can pray to Lord Kartikeya. Or if he is weak in the horoscope, to make him strong, you can pray to Lord Kartikeya. And even Hanuman. Because see, Kartikeya is again a warrior god. He is the Devasenadipati. That means he is the commander-in-chief for the army of the Devatas itself. So he is appropriately the Adidevata for Mangala. And another god to whom you can pray if Kuja is not well placed in your horoscope is Lord Hanuman. Because Hanuman also represents strength and courage, bravery. All those are the qualities of Mangala. So the qualities of Hanuman and Kartikeya resonate with Mangala. That's why they are the Adidevatas. Then taste is bitter. That is a taste of Mangala. Then drishti or the aspect. See, when you spoke about the sun and the moon, they had only one drishti. That is the seventh aspect. Now the third planet, the drishti, he has got three drishtis, just not one. That means from wherever he's placed, he'll look at three houses, the fourth, seventh, and the eighth house. So he has got special aspects. All the planets have the seventh aspect. That means all the planets, from wherever they're placed, they look at the seventh house. Whereas Mangala has got a special aspect, that is the fourth and the eighth house. That you'll be learning in detail. And the flowers are red rose and champaka. The direction which Mars represents is south direction. So Mars actually stays in a Rashi for 45 days. Approximately, Mars takes 45 days to cross one Rashi. In case of Sun, it was 30 days. In case of Moon, it was 2.25 days. Whereas Mars stays in a Rashi for 45 days. But sometimes he can also stay in a Rashi for 6 months. So this is the only planet which moves in a very erratic way. Okay. And nature, as I said, he is very brave. He's got a lot of anger, harsh words when he's angry. That is common for anybody, if a person is has got this nature of being angry, when they're angry, they will talk very harshly. So that is the harsh words is the karaka of Mars. And he's very focused, stubborn in nature, and self-protection. He's a very good protector. And in a female chart, he also indicates the husband. The profession, second. So the body parts which Mars rules is muscles, bone marrow, red blood cells. See, color is red. So anything is red, you have to associate that with Mars. So red blood cells is also connected with Mars. Eyebrows. See, eyebrows protect our eyes. Whatever protection is the keyword for Mars. Every planet has got a keyword. For Sun, it was permanent, vertical, unique. For Moon, it was change, container. For Mars, it is protection. That is the keyword for Mars. See, the eyebrows protect your eyes. So eyebrows are the karaka for Mangala. You just look at an individual, if they have got very thick eyebrows, dark, thick eyebrows, immediately you don't even have to look at their chart. Just looking at their face, you can tell that Mars is very strong in their horoscope. And such a person will be very courageous, very bold, brave. Just looking at their face, you can tell that. Teeth. Teeth is also the karaka for Mars. And menstrual cycle. Diseases, see, when Mars is not well placed in the horoscope, you can get cuts, wounds, bleeding, high blood pressure, piles, and anemic you can become, and you can also get involved in accidents. Which are the spices that Mars represent? Red chili, onion and garlic. See, onion and garlic are tamasic food. As I said, the nature of Mars is tamasic. So onion and garlic. So people who are on the spiritual path, they don't consume onion and garlic because it increases their tamasic nature. This is the reason. So Mars represents both onion as well as garlic and red gram. Household articles, anything which is connected with fire and heat will get connected to Mars because Mars represents fire and heat. So stove, oven, iron box, heater, grinder, and any item that cuts or pierces, like knives, fork, all that is connected with Mars. Burnt cloth, and all mechanical tools, weapons, electrical meter, all this Mars. And animal is dog. See, dogs are considered to be the most faithful animal. Don't you agree with that? Dogs are the most faithful animals. So dogs are represented by Mars. So there is difference. The pet dog, if you're having a dog as a pet, then that is Mars. If it is a street dog, that is Ketu. At home, if you're having a pet dog, it will always guard you, it will protect you, and it will be most loyal to you. That is the quality of Mars. So, Mars represents your pet dogs. Places. Operation theater is governed by Mars, obviously, because he represents all cutting, surgery, all that. So, operation theaters, that's what happens. Gym, physical activity, wherever a lot of physical activity happens, that is also the place which is ruled by Mars. So, gyms, sport club, then Subramanya temple, battlefield, obviously, because that is where Mars shows his whole energy. He's a fighter. Mars is a fighter. Then hospitals, accident zones, wherever accident zones are there, that is also ruled by Mars. Then which is the best profession for them? Dentist, because the teeth are governed by Mars. Surgeon, if you're having a really good Mars, you can become a very good surgeon. See, it is Mars is kind of raw energy. How do you channelize that energy will give that different kind of profession. See, if you are able to channelize that energy in a right manner, you can become a surgeon, or you can become some don. It's in your hands how you channelize that energy. Then you can become a very good mechanic. You can become a very good mechanical engineer. You find people in the army have got a strong Mars, because not everybody can join into the army. You should have that kind of courage, bravery, that energy, that fighting spirit should be there. All those qualities can be given only by Mars. So people who have a strong Mars in their horoscope will have an inclination to get into this army or in the police field, or they can become very good security professionals. They'll be in charge of security, and they'll be working in the fire engine department. They can become very good engineers, dentists, surgeons, supervisors. These are the professions that are connected with Mars. Then so we can tell Mars is called as, the different names of Mars are Mangala, Kuja, Angharaka, Bhauma. So you have to remember Mars represents energy, courage, action, strength, passion. See, there's a passion to protect. Mars has got that intense passion to protect his motherland, or to protect his country people. So for that, he should also be disciplined. So discipline and determination, all these are the qualities of Mars. So he is a very fiery and aggressive planet, has got a lot of masculine energy. He loves action and competition. Very competitive planet, we can say. Quick decision maker. He doesn't take much time to take decisions. Immediately he will decide and get into action. So he's a very quick decision maker. He represents the soldiers, the fighters, athletics. So if you are into athletic field, you should have a strong Mars. And he can also become a good engineer. Basically, Mars does not like laziness. He is an action-oriented planet. He wants movement. He wants achievement. He wants victory. That is the spirit of Mars. So if you have a well-placed Mars in your horoscope, then what will happen? That individual will have a lot of courage and bravery. He'll have confidence in himself. Leadership qualities will be there. Strong willpower will be there. Discipline. And they'll have the ability to fight difficulties. They'll have the determination and ability to fight any kind of difficulty that comes across, and competitive spirit will be there. Lot of physical strength and stamina. That's why if Mars is well placed, they should get into some kind of physical activity, either join a gym or get into some kind of sports. They'll really excel in those fields. Fearlessness. They have no fear. They can speak to anyone, and they'll be very courageous in nature. This and such people, they don't beat around the bush. They don't think and speak. They can just speak directly. Whatever comes to their mind, they'll just speak directly. That is the nature of Mars. And they hate injustice. That is one thing. They do not like any kind of injustice. And instead of sitting and waiting, they'll take the initiative to start things. But if Mars is weak in the horoscope, what I said was the positive qualities. But if Mars is weak in the horoscope, then what will happen? They'll have a lot of anger, impatient. They'll be very impatient. They'll have a lot of anger, restlessness, aggression, domination. They'll get into fights and arguments. Then they'll also be no, they'll get involved in accidents, injuries. There'll be ego clashes. They'll not have control over their feelings, and frustration and irritation. That is also they'll become very frustrated easily if it's a weak Mars. So too much of Mars energy in a person can make him very dominating and harsh in speech, reckless, and such an individual, they'll be easily provoked. It is very easy. You just tell some word and immediately they will react. Easily they can become irritated. That is the quality. But the good qualities are he is very protective. He'll be ready to fight for his people. That is what it represents. So physically, blood, muscles, bone marrow, physical stamina is also represented by Mars. So mentally, what he represents, physically, he represents the blood in your body, muscles, and bone marrow. Mentally, what Mars represents is your courage, your competitive spirit, then your passion, your anger, motivation, all this is represented by Mars. So, as is said, the career areas where Mars will excel is military, police, engineering, surgery. So, if a person has to do engineering, he should have a strong Mars in his horoscope. Sports, then real estate, because he's Bhumi Karaka. He'll do really good in real estate. Then the education is, he can do this, he can become a surgeon, he can become an engineer. Tridosha is Pitta. Season is Grishma Ritu, is ruled by Mars. Gender is male. And the shape is triangle. Parayana is Skanda Shrishti Kavacham. That is a stotra that is connected with Lord Subramanyeshwara. So it is a very, very powerful Kavacham. Kavacham itself means a protective aura. So this, some kind of protection is known as Kavacham. So this Skanda Shashti Kavacham is a very, very powerful Kavacham. You can read it or you can listen to it every day. Plant is neem tree because the taste of Mars is bitter. Neem is also bitter. That is ruled by Mars. Month of pregnancy is second month of pregnancy. That is ruled by Mars. So Devata for Mars is Subramanyeshwara or any kind of Ugra Devata can also be worshipped. So if you see the physical shape of Mars, Mars is considered to be very handsome. He's got that, a kind of his body is like that of a warrior. You can just imagine how the body of warrior will be. It will be very strong. It will be kind of rough to look at. There'll be a kind of aggression on the face. Then that is the physical appearance of the planet Mars. He's fierce, has got reddish brown eyes, curly and shining hair, cruel nature, slender waist, and very handsome and athletic body he has got. That is the nature of Mars, physical nature. Now coming to this exaltation and debilitation, which is the house where Mars gets exalted and where does he get debilitated? He gets exalted in Makara Rashi. That is the place where he gets exalted. And exactly opposite house, Karkataka Rashi, is where he gets debilitated. Why does he get exalted in Makara Rashi? Because from the Kala Purusha, this is the 10th house. 10th house always represents duty. So for a commander-in-chief, for Mars, who is very action oriented, for him duty comes first. For any person, commander-in-chief, I mean, when he's given the post of an army chief, for him duty comes foremost. You would have seen for all the army chiefs, it's the same. So in the house of duty, this is the place where he feels very comfortable, happy. That is, that resonates with his nature. He is very duty bound, action oriented. So a planet which is action oriented, he feels very happy and comfortable in this house, Makara Rashi. That's why he gets exalted in Makara Rashi. Karkataka Rashi, Karkataka sign is a sign which represents emotions, a very sensitive sign which represents emotions, nurturing, caring, very soft sign. So here he feels uncomfortable because he is a warrior. If he has all these kind of feelings like being very sensitive, very emotional, he cannot fight. He cannot kill the enemy. He cannot be aggressive or violent. So this is exactly opposite to his nature. That's why in Karkataka Rashi, he feels weak. He is not comfortable in that atmosphere. So he feels weak in Karkataka Rashi. He feels exalted in Makara Rashi. So the deep exaltation point is 28 degrees of Makara. Deep debilitation point is 28 degrees of Karkataka. So look into your own horoscopes where Mars is posited. If Mars is in Makara, you can say that he is exalted. In Karkataka, he is debilitated. And which are the own houses for Mars? Every planet owns 2 houses except Sun and Moon. So Mars' own house is Mesha Rashi and also Vrishchika Rashi. Which is the Mula Trikona house? Mula Trikona is from 0 to 12 degrees of Mesha. That is the zone which is considered as Mula Trikona. So if Mars is posited over here, you have to say Mars is in the own house. So again, you have to check the degrees. If it is from 0 to 12 degrees, you can say Mars is in Mula Trikona. Otherwise, it's in the own house. If it is posted in Vrishchika also, you can say Mars is in the own house. So this is about exaltation and debilitation. So this is a repetition. Now, in the, I think the first session when I spoke about sun, I had told about the solar system. The planets are divided into inner planets and outer planets. Inner planets are Sun, Mercury, Venus. Outer planets are Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and instead of Earth, you take Moon. So these are the inner planets and these are the outer planets. So inner planets have got only one aspect, that is the 7th aspect. Whereas outer planets, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, these 3 are the outer planets. They have 3 aspects. That means from wherever they are posited, they'll be looking at 3 houses. Let's see the aspect of Mars. See, Mars has 4th aspect, 7th aspect, and the 8th aspect. So what does it mean? In this particular example chart, Mars is posted in Dhanur Rashi. Wherever Mars is posted, let's take it as the first house. So from here, if you count 4 houses, 1, 2, 3, 4, he'll be looking at this Rashi, that is Meena Rashi, and there is moon posted over there. So Mars will be looking at Meena Rashi as well as the planet that is posted over there, that is moon. And 7th aspect is on Mithuna Rashi. There is sun posted over there, so he is looking at the sun and Mithuna Rashi. He also has another aspect, that is the 8th aspect. That means from the position of Mars, you count 8 houses. This comes to Karkataka. So in this example chart, Mars is looking at Meena Rashi, Mithuna Rashi, and also Karkataka Rashi. So what happens? When we say a planet is looking at a house, what it means, the character of Mars or whichever planet is aspecting, that influence will be on those houses. For example, here Mars is looking at the 4th house and also moon. So moon will have the influence of Mars. Then sun is getting the aspect of Mars. Sun will also get the influence of Mars. Here there's no planet, but this Rashi will get the influence of Mars. So when we say moon, moon represents mother. When Mars is looking at moon, what can we say? Mother will have the qualities of Mars. So mother can be very energetic, active, or we can say she is very dominating or egoistic or aggressive. So the quality of Mars will be imposed on the moon. In the same way here, the sun is also influenced by Mars. So the father will also get some similar kind of qualities. This is how you interpret the influence. This is just a simple example. As we go on in each subsequent classes, you will learn more and more. This is another example of the aspect. See here, Mars is posted in Simha Rashi. What are the 3 houses which Mars influences? 4th house, 7th, and 8th. These are the 3 aspects of Mars. So count from Mars 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll be aspecting Vrishchika Rashi and moon posted over there. Then 5, 6, 7. 7th is Kumbha Rashi and Jupiter is posted over there. So Mars is also looking at Jupiter. 8th house is Meena Rashi and Shukra is posted over there. So Mars will be influencing Meena Rashi as well as Shukra. So this is about the aspect of Mars. Now, we are coming to a very, very important topic, which is, you would have heard about this term, Kuja Dosha. It's a very, very commonly used terminology, especially when we are seeing for marriage. This is very important and it is given a lot of consideration, especially in the north of India. Kujadosha, they give a lot of importance to Kujadosha. So Kujadosha is also known as Mangalik. In north, it's known as Mangalik. So how is Kujadosha formed in a horoscope? And how do you find out whether a person has got Kujadosha? What it actually means? See, whenever Kuja is posited in certain houses in the horoscope, it will create a kind of imbalance where in married life. So in relationships, in married life, and in your domestic harmony, there'll be a kind of imbalance because Mars, as I told you, the energy of Mars is intense. He's got a fiery energy, aggressive nature, very hot tempered, dominating. So this nature of Mars will influence certain houses and that will disturb your married life. That's why when we are looking at compatibility of 2 charts, when we are matching the horoscope of a boy and girl, lot of importance is given to Kujadosha. How is Kujadosha formed? Let's first understand how Kujadosha is formed. You had to look into the horoscope. Take the Lagna, your Janma Lagna, as the reference point. From there, see where Mars is posited. Count from your Janma Lagna to the position of Mars in your horoscope. If Mars happens to be in the second house, fourth house, seventh house, eighth house, and 12th house from your Lagna, then that person is set to have Kujadosha. See here in this example, from Lagna, Mars being in the second house, fourth house, seventh, eighth, and 12th. If Mars is posted in any of these houses, then that person is considered to have Kuja dosha. Especially 7th and 8th has got the highest Kuja dosha. You don't have to be scared of this Kuja dosha because it is found in many people's horoscopes and there are always cancellations. Many of the times what happens is when you give this horoscope for matching, people will reject saying that this individual has got Kuja dosha. But you have to go one step ahead. There are a lot of cancellation rules which you have to see if that is being applicable and if Kuja dosha is cancelled in an individual. That has to be seen, but many of them ignore the cancellation. They just see the position of Mars and they say that the individual has Kuja dosha. But you have to see if cancellation also happens. If cancellation happens, then that dosha is not present. See, there are different ways of seeing Kuja dosha. One, you keep Lagna as the reference. See, in this chart, I have kept Lagna as the reference and seen the position of Kuja. There's another method where Moon is kept as the reference. And from the position of Moon, you see the placement of Mars. 2nd, 4th, 7th, 8th, or 12th. If Mars is posited from Moon, even then we can say Kujadosha is formed. But when seen from Moon, the Kujadosha is not that very strong. And this dosha can be seen from Venus also. See, Venus is the Karaka for marriage. That's why this Kujadosha, I said, it is connected with marriage only. So while doing compatibility of horoscopes, this is taken into consideration. Since Venus is the Karaka for marriage, he is the one who gives you marriage. From Venus also, the position of Mars is seen. We take the Venus as reference and see if Mars is posted in the 2nd, 4th, 7th, 8th, 12th, then that is also considered to be Kujadosha. But when we take such different references, almost 80 to 90% people will be having Kujadosha. So, for practical purposes, most of the astrologers take only Lagna as the reference. So, let us also take only Lagna as a reference to see Kujadosha. Because some people follow the moon as the reference, some people follow as Venus as the reference. I have just explained it. But just take Lagna as the reference. So once, if an individual is having Kujadosha, what happens is, see, there will be a lot of disturbance in the marriage. Why in the marriage disturbance will be there? See, I said second house, fourth house, seventh house, eighth house, and 12th house. If Kuja is posted, then it is Kujdosha. See, these are houses that are connected to family and marriage. If Kuja is over there in the house that is connected with family and marriage, then what happens? That aggressive nature seeps into your marriage. There will be a lot of fights, arguments, disturbance, aggressiveness, egoistic nature. All this will create a imbalance in the marriage, or we can say a disturbed married life. That's why if an individual is having Kujadosha, many people get scared. There's an exception. If both boy and girl are having Kujadosha, then these horoscopes can be matched. If one person is having Kujadosha and the other person is not having, such horoscopes should not be matched because it will create an imbalance in the relationship. One person will have a lot of energy, the other person will not be able to bear that energy. So there'll be a lot of imbalance. But both, if boy and girl are having Kujadosha, then that will cancel that dosha and both of them will become compatible. So this is an important point. Whenever charts are being matched, if one individual is having Kuja dosha, it should be matched with the horoscope, which is also having this dosha. If one is having and the other is not having, then such horoscopes should not be matched. That is the thing. So if you see that Mars is in the second house from Lagna, what will be the result? If Mars is in the second house from Lagna, there will be disturbance in the family. There will be fights in the family, too much of aggression in the family, anger, and harsh speech, which will lead to misunderstanding among partners. That's the reason second house Kuja is not that very good. Then that is for relationships. I'm talking about relationships. For other things, it might be good. When it comes to relationships, second house Kuja is not good because it will give harsh speech. And any relationship, for it to be good, for it to go on smoothly, there should not be harsh speech or anger. So second house will give that kind of relationship. Fourth house means family and childhood, home, all that is fourth house. So in those areas, domestic life, there'll not be peace. There'll be frequent quarrels, aggression, disturbance. You'll not have mental peace. Then seventh house is that of marriage. Marriage means, see, whenever Mars is there in the seventh house leading to Kujadosha, it lead to lot of ego clashes or difference of opinion or domination with the spouse. And eighth house is again problems with in-laws, we can say. 12th house, distrust in marriage. They'll not be having, there'll be some issues of trust in the marriage. That's why Kujadosha is feared by people. But you don't have to get scared of it. This dosha, the intensity will reduce after the age of 28. That also has to be kept in mind. Up to the age of 28, the intensity will be there. But after that, slowly that intensity of the dosha will also reduce. Let's now we have understood in which houses, if Mars is posted, dosha is formed. And what is the result of this placement or what is the result of this dosha? Especially in married life, this is considered to be bad. That's why in compatibility of the boy and girl's horoscope, this is taken into consideration. Now, there are rules which will cancel this dosha. Let's understand what are the rules for cancellation. So, if Mars happens to occupy his own house, see, from Lagna, you may say that the Mars, from Lagna, Mars may be posted in the second house, 4th, 7th, 8th or 12th. The first rule, what I said, it is Kuj dosha. But if that second house or 4th house or 7th, 8th or 12th house happens to be his own house, that is either Aries, Mesha or Vrishchika, then that dosha gets cancelled. Or if it's in its exaltation house, that is Makara Rashi, even then that dosha gets cancelled. Or it's in a friend's house. Friend is who? Sun is the friend. So if it is in Simha Rashi, even then it gets cancelled. The Kuj dosha will get cancelled. So this is very important. Just seeing a horoscope and declaring that a person has got Kuj dosha is not enough. You have to go a step further and see if this dosha is cancelled. So, if Mars is conjoined or aspected by Saturn, conjoined means if in one particular house Mars is posited and along with Mars, Saturn is also posited, Saturn will reduce the energy of Mars. That's why Kuj dosha will get cancelled. Or if Saturn is looking at Mars, even then Kuja dosha will get cancelled. And for people who are born in Karkataka Lagna and Simha Lagna, there is no Kuja dosha. That you have to remember. Even if Mars is posted in 2nd, 4th, 7th, 8th, or 12th, if they're born in Karkataka Lagna or Simha Lagna, then Kuja dosha is not applicable to such individuals. And there are certain nakshatras. If a person is born in that nakshatra, for them Kuja dosha is not applicable. Who are the people who will not have Kuja dosha is Ashwini nakshatra, Mrigashira nakshatra, Punarvasu nakshatra, Pushya, Ashlesha, Uttara, Swati, Anuradha, Shravana, Uttarabhadra, Revati. These nakshatras, if an individual is born, they have no dosha. And as I said earlier, if two people who are having Kuja dosha, if they get married, then the dosha will get cancelled. It will not have any kind of negative effect. See, any marriage, it needs for a marriage to operate smoothly or go on for a long time. See, that relationship is a very important relationship. A marriage needs patience, understanding. There should be a kind of emotional balance. You must be ready to compromise. This is what a marriage requires, right? But Mars, it represents the fire, the anger. He wants to be independent, too much of aggression, dominance. So, marriage related house, if it has got strong Mars influence, then that relationship will get spoiled. That's why people are scared of this Kuja dosha, And usually, if a person is having Kuja dosha, commonly seen effects are there'll be delay in marriage. And once the person gets married also, there'll be a lot of arguments between partners, then dominating nature, emotional distance between the partners, restlessness in the relationship, then impulsive nature. But if the dosha gets cancelled, then you'll not be finding the such effects. So there are a lot of traditional remedies also. Like first we saw the cancellation of Kuja dosha. Next, what are the remedies? See, I'll show an example chart, how you will identify Kuja dosha in the horoscope. This horoscope, Lagna is Tula Lagna. So Mars is posted in, where is Mars posted? Mars is posted in Makara Rashi. So what is the rule for Kuja dosha? From the Lagna, if Mars is in the 2nd, 4th, 7th, 8th, 12th, these positions, if Mars is posted, then that individual has Kuja dosha. Here, from Lagna, Mars is posted in the 4th house. So this individual has Kuja dosha. Okay. Now, let's see from Moon also. Normally, just seeing from Lagna is sufficient. Just for your understanding, I'm explaining. Let's see from Moon also. From Moon, where is Mars posted? Mars is posted in the 7th house. So again, from Moon also, this person has Kuja dosha. Let's see from Venus. Where is Venus posted? Venus is posted in Tula. From here, if you count the position of Mars, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, Mars is in the 4th house. So in this particular horoscope, whether you see from Lagna, whether you see from Moon, or you see from Venus, there is Kuja dosha. So if a person looks at this horoscope, they'll say this individual has got strong Kuja dosha. But as I said, you have to go a step ahead and see if the cancellation rules are applicable. See here, Mars is in Makara Rashi, exalted house. I said if Mars is posted either in Aries or Vrishchika or in an exalted house, then the Kuja dosha gets cancelled. So here Kuja dosha is cancelled. Moreover, this individual is born in Pushya Nakshatra. People who are born in Pushya Nakshatra, they will not have Kuja dosha. So initially, when you look at the horoscope, you'll immediately say Kuja dosha is there. But when you apply the cancellation rules, you'll know that the dosha is cancelled. So now we have seen how this dosha is formed. What are the effects of this dosha on the marriage? What are the rules of cancellation? All that you have seen. Then there are some remedies also. Even in case it is not cancelled, there are some remedies which can be followed to decrease the intensity of the dosha. So if you worship Subramanya Swami, visit Subramanyeshwara temple every Tuesday, donate tuvar dal in a red colored cloth every Tuesday, even that will decrease the intensity of the dosha. And some people also have fasting, they do upvasa on Tuesdays. Then reciting the Kuja mantra, doing a japa of the Kuja mantra, even that will reduce the effect. And any kind of charity, what I said is that tuvar dal, then red colored cloth, if you donate that on Tuesdays, even that will reduce the intensity of the dosha. So these remedies will help to balance the energy of Mars, and it will help to decrease the restlessness, increase your patience and discipline. That is the benefit of doing the remedies. So visiting Subramanya temple, offering red colored flowers, performing milk abhisheka to Lord Subramanya, chanting Om Sarvana Bhavaya Namaha. All these are some of the Vedic remedies, ritualistic remedies, I can say, for Kujdosha. And even chanting Hanuman Chalisa is considered to be very beneficial because Hanuman will help to control the excessive energy of Mars. On Tuesdays and Saturdays, visiting Hanuman temple, even this will help. Or chanting Om Hanumate Namaha, even that is a powerful mantra. And Kuja mantra, as I said, the starting, I had given one mantra, even that can be chanted. So these are some of the remedies for Kuja. Some people also perform Kuja Shanti, Kuja in the temple, or Navagraha Shanti they perform, and Kujdosha rituals are there. Even that can be performed. So something like Kumbha Vivaha, in case the Kujadosha is intense, then Kumbha Vivaha is also performed. That means a pot is taken and some kind of rituals are performed so that the negative effect will be absorbed by that holy pot. That is what will happen. After that, that pot will be discarded. So a kind of karmic rebalance or karmic cleansing, we can say. These rituals will help in doing those things. So Kumbha Vivaha is also done when there is extreme case of Kujdosha. Now this is about Venus. The next planet that we are going to study is Mercury, known as Buddha. Buddha, as the name signifies, he is Buddhi Karaka. Buddhi Karaka. So he represents your intelligence. So Dashavatara is Buddha Avatara. Then birthday is Saumya Samvatsara, Jyeshta Masa, Krishna Ekadasi. Gotra for Mercury is Atreya. Wife name is Gnani. See, as the name of Kuja, the wife name was Shakti. So for a warrior, to fight a battle, he needs lot of energy, strength. So his wife name is Shakti. Whereas for Buddha, the Mercury represents intelligence. So the wife's name is Gnani. Gnani means wisdom. The vehicle is yellow lion, and the number indicated by Mercury is 5. Bijakshara mantra for Buddha is Om Brahm Breem Braum Saha Budhaya Namaha. That is the mantra for Buddha. So what is it? What Mercury represents is, he is Buddhi Karaka. He represents your intelligence. Vidya Karaka, education. He's the provider of your education. If you have to do really good in your education, Mercury should be strong in your horoscope. Matula Karaka. Matula Karaka means he represents your maternal uncle, Sodramawa. Sodramawa, main mama. That is represented by Mercury. So the names for Buddha is, he's also known as Saumya. Saumya Graha he is known as. And he represents your intelligence, your communication. So how good you are in your communication completely depends upon Mercury. He's the Karaka for logic, for learning, for speech, for humor, for business, and for adaptability. He's a planet which is very adaptable. And he also represents business. See, for a business individual, he should have all these qualities. If you had to do good in business, you should be intelligent. You should have good communication skills. You should have this adaptability. All that should be there. So Mercury represents all these qualities. And keyword for Mercury is connection. So all the connections are represented by Mercury. In our body also, nerves are represented by Mercury. See, nerves, all the nerves connect the brain to the different organs. It does the act of connecting the brain to the different sense organs. That's why nerves are the Karaka for Mercury. And he's a Karaka for business also. For a business individual, what is important? Connections, his social networking skills, all that is important. All these are the Karakatvas of Mercury. So, intelligence, education, knowledge and information. See, knowledge and information is very important. Intelligence means collecting that information. That is what will fuel your intelligence. Speech. As I said, a businessman should also is represented by Mercury. Business is represented by Mercury. So all these qualities a businessman should have. He should have information, he should have knowledge, he should be very good in speech. He should know to sell a product, you should have that communication skills. Your ability to speak should be very good. So speech is also the Karaka of Mercury. If he is very well placed in your horoscope, you can speak very well, you can communicate very well. And it's a very friendly and fun-loving planet. But at the same time, very cunning. And he has got a lot of tricks. Diplomatic. He knows what to talk with whom. He's very clever with how he uses the words. So if a person is having a strong Mercury in the horoscope, he will know how to talk and how to present himself. That's the reason if you're having a strong Mercury, these people are very good salesmen. They can sell you anything. I mean, see, to a bald person, they can sell a comb. That kind of capacity they'll be having. Very calculative in nature, smart, adaptable to situations. That is the quality of Mercury. Portfolio is prince. He is called as the prince. Sun is the king, Moon is the queen, and Mars is the commander-in-chief. Mercury is the prince. See, Mercury means intelligence. Where do you find intelligence? You find intelligence in your mind. So Moon is the mind. Out of Moon, that is out of the mind, intelligence is born. Intelligence is born from the mind, right? So Mercury is the son of Moon. So there's a relationship here. These planets also, there's a relationship. Mercury and Moon, the relationship is that of the son and father. Mercury is the son, Moon is the father. So since he is a prince, he's a young boy. Mercury is a young boy. When we talk about Mars, Mars is a youthful planet. Like very young planet, youthful. What is the quality of a youth? They'll be full of energy. They'll be full of aggression. They'll be full of stamina and strength. That's the quality of youth. That is the quality of Mars. That's why Mars represent youth. Whereas Mercury is a prince. Prince means a child. So what is the quality of a child? Child is very playful, very curious. As a small child, if you observe, they'll be very curious. They'll be asking you so many questions. Whatever they see, they'll be asking, what is this? Why is it like this? How does this work? They'll have a lot of questions. That means that's a natural quality of a child, curiosity. In the same way, Mercury is a prince. He's a small child. That's why he's very curious. That curiousness will be there. At the same time, he's a very quick learner, very, very intelligent and highly adaptable. He can change and he can adapt to different situations, very playful. And he has the quality of absorbing the quality of the planets. That means he gets very easily influenced by the planets. For example, if he is with sun, he'll observe the quality of sun. If he is with moon, he'll observe the quality of moon. If he is with Saturn, he'll observe the quality of Saturn. It's just like, you have a small child at home. He'll observe the people who are around him. And he gets very easily influenced by the people around him. He might get influenced by his mother or his father or his grandparents, and he'll start behaving like them. In the same way, Mercury also, with whichever planet he is posited, he'll get influenced by that planet. And Mercury loves conversations. He loves to have people around him. He loves to interact with people. He's very humorous in nature. He's fun loving. He loves conversation. He loves books. He's very good in mathematics, very good in calculations. So in case you have a strong Mercury in somebody's horoscope, we can immediately say that they are very good in calculations. They're very good in logic. They love to solve puzzles. Then they're good in writing, good in speaking, good orators, very clever. So if Mercury is strong in a person's horoscope, that person will have sharp intelligence, then very good memory power, and excellent communication, humor and wit. People will love to be around them because very humorous they are. And good business talent, they'll excel in business. If Mercury is strong in the horoscope, they will excel in business. Good analytical ability, logics, diplomatic, and creative in their speech. And grasping power also is very good. Observe in anybody's horoscope, if the Mercury is strongly placed, they'll have very good grasping capacity. Then such people you see, they speak very smartly. And they have this capacity to learn things very quickly. And they also have the capacity to multitask. As I said about, when I was talking about Rashis, if you remember, for Mithuna Rashi and Kanya Rashi, which was owned by Mercury, I said those people will be good in multitasking because that is the quality of Mercury. He's good in multitasking because he's a quick learner. He does things quickly, he grasps things quickly, and he's good in multitasking also. They like discussions, they like to take part in debates, and very good speaker. But if Mercury is weak in a person's horoscope, what happens? You learned about what happens if Mercury is strong in the horoscope. If Mercury is weak in the horoscope, what happens is there's a lot of confusion. See, they are intelligent, but if it is not placed well, a lot of confusion. Then overthinking. Many a times they have this tendency of overthinking, nervousness, then indecisive. They cannot take decisions properly if Mercury is not placed well. Then poor communication, lack of concentration, anxiety, immature behavior. All these are the qualities if Mercury is weak in the horoscope. And due to these qualities, if Mercury is weak, what happens when they're speaking? There'll not be any clarity. They cannot speak with clarity. And as I told you, Mercury is very clever. Such people, they'll become manipulative. They'll become very cunning and manipulative. And this will also give a quality of, they will gossip. They'll do a lot of gossip. That is also one quality if Mercury is not well placed. These are some of the natures. But if you just imagine Mercury as a young prince, the quality of a prince should come into your mind. He would love learning new things, very quick in grasping. They'll be asking many questions. Curiosity will be there. They'll speak very cleverly. Has the capacity to solve problems quickly and can talk with anyone. There will not be any hesitation. They can communicate with anyone. But since he is young planet, Mercury is a young planet, he'll also be restless. Have you seen children? They don't sit in one place. A young child, if you have seen, they don't like to sit in one place for a very long time. They'll be running around. And if they are not occupied, they'll start complaining of boredom or they'll become restless. That is the quality of Mercury. Mischievous, they can get distracted very easily. These are the qualities of Mercury. If you see the skills which Mercury can give to an individual, they can become very good writers, teachers, very good orators, mathematics, they'll be very good in mathematics. They can become good businessmen, good in negotiation, very good in negotiation, in marketing. So that will be the things in which they excel. So, as I told you, portfolio is prince, relationship is maternal uncle, and boyfriend, girlfriend, lovers, even this is represented by Mercury. Brokers. See, broker, I said Mercury is connections. It's all about connections. Broker is one who bring two parties together. So, brokers are also represented by Mercury. What is the tattva of Mercury? Prithvi tattva. Nature is Rajasic nature, not Tamasic. Rajasic nature. Varna is Vaishya Varna because Mercury represents business and Vaishyas are into business. Then color is green. Metal is brass. Gemstone is emerald. Emerald is also green in color. Dhanya is green gram. Taste is mixed taste. As I said, Mercury doesn't stick to one thing. See, each planet has its taste. For example, Mars signified bitterness, whereas Mercury mixed taste. He's very adaptable. He can take in any taste. He's not particular about anything. Direction is north. Aspect is seventh aspect. He has got only one aspect, that is seventh aspect. So Sun, Moon, Mercury, all these planets have got only one aspect, that is the seventh aspect. So which are the body parts represented by Mercury? Skin. See, why skin is represented by Mercury? How you can correlate is, in the solar system, you have Sun. The closest planet is Mercury. So the first, Mercury is the planet which receives the first rays of the Sun. In our body, the first rays of the Sun, where do you feel? It's on the skin. That's how there's a correlation between Mercury and skin. So skin is represented by Mercury. Nerves, as I said, Mercury is all about connections. So nerves connect our brain to different organs. So nerves are the karakatva of Mercury. Tongue, he is very good in speech, as said. So without tongue, you can't speak. So tongue is also ruled by Mercury. Throat, the voice has to come from the throat itself. So Mercury also rules your throat. Neck, see, neck is the only, which helps us to turn the head in all directions. So neck is also the karakatva of Mercury. Shoulders, hands. I said Mercury is good in multitasking. For doing any task, you require your hands. So hands are ruled by Mercury. The little finger and the forehead. Intelligence is the karakatva of Mercury. Usually, when you look at a person, if they have a very broad forehead, you say that individual is very intelligent. So just observe people. When you look at them itself, you can tell which planet is strong. As I said, if eyebrows are very thick, you can say the person has got a strong Mars. If forehead is very broad, you can say the person has got a strong Mercury. And you can obviously tell the person is intelligent. So what are the diseases which Mercury can give? Skin disease, itches, sore throat, tonsils, dumbness, leprosy. These are the diseases which Mercury can grieve. Spices is green gram. Household articles, books, pens, study room. In your house, the study room is where Mercury rules. Hall, because as I said, Mercury loves conversations, he loves debates, he loves meeting people, he loves being around people. So hall is a place where everybody gathers. So hall is represented by or ruled by Mercury. Documents, even this is ruled by Mercury. Animal is cat and fox. Fox because it's got the cunning nature of Mercury. Places which are ruled by Mercury is schools, colleges, obviously, because Mercury is about education. These are the places where education happens. Commercial places, that means wherever businesses happen. Library, recreation clubs, because Mercury loves fun. He loves to have entertainment, all that he likes, fun and things he likes. That's why recreational clubs. Vishnu temple, because Vishnu is the Adidevata for Mercury. Bookstalls, registration office, printing press, all these are the places that are ruled by Mercury. So which are the professions which are the professions suitable if Mercury is strong? They can become very good teachers, writers, authors, brokers, publishers. They can become public speakers, journalists, traders, ambassadors, accountant, booksellers. These are the professions where Mercury will do really good. Marketing, even they can become very good astrologers. See, Mercury has got all those qualities. In astrology, you should be, if you have to become a good astrologer, you should have good intelligence, good grasping capacity, calculations you must be able to do, logic, analysis, all that you must be able to do. So if you have to become a good astrologer, Mercury should be strong in your horoscope. Then in media field also they can go. So these are the professions that are related to Mercury. And Tridosha is Vata. Season is Sharad Ritu, that is autumn. Gender is Unich planet. That means he is neither a male nor a female. Now there's an interesting story that is connected with the birth of Mercury. See, Brihaspati, that is Guru. Guru, which is also known as Deva Guru, Brihaspati, Jupiter. He is the Guru for all the Devatas. And Mercury, Moon, he wanted to learn from Brihaspati. So he would visit Jupiter's house regularly to learn the knowledge of Jupiter. Since he is a Deva Guru, he teaches to all the Devatas. And Moon would regularly visit Guru's house to learn from him. Now, Guru or Jupiter had a wife who's known as Tara. Her name was Tara. Guru was so occupied with teaching and he was so much into spirituality. He was so wise that he had no time for his wife. Tara was feeling very lonely. Now, Moon is visiting Guru's house very, very frequently to learn from Devaguru. Now, Tara falls in love with Moon because Moon is very, very attractive, handsome. As I told in the last class, 27 nakshatras are married to Moon. Moon is very, very handsome. So, Tara is attracted to the Moon and both of them fall in love and they elope. Now, when Guru comes home and he finds his wife missing, he is very agitated, very angry. But with his Divya Drishti, he is able to see where his wife has gone. He asks with all the Devatas to help him in bringing back his wife. So some negotiations happen and at the end, Tara returns to Guru, Jupiter. But when she comes back, he finds that she's already pregnant. And The father is moon. The child that is born to Tara is Buddha. That is he's the child of moon. So when Buddha is born, Jupiter is so angry that he curses Buddha to become an Inuch. That means neither a male nor a female. So that's how Buddha's gender is determined. But he takes really good care of Jupiter, of Mercury. But since he's born to moon, there's a kind of enmity between both Jupiter and Buddha. So that is the story. See, all these stories have lot of inner meanings. For you to understand the birth of this planet, I have given you this story. But when you had to understand one thing, all the stories in our Puranas, you should not just take it on the surface level, just on the superficial level. They have got deep inner meanings. We had to understand that. Okay, so that was the story behind the birth of Mercury. Now, what is the Parayana? We had to do Vishnu Sahasranama to strengthen our Mercury, because the Adidevata for Mercury is Mahavishnu. And plants, Tulsi and Amla. Those are the plants that are ruled by Mercury. Months of pregnancy is 7th month of pregnancy. This is the month of pregnancy that is ruled by Mercury. So coming to the aspect of Mercury. What is the aspect of Mercury? So Mercury is the fastest moving planet in our solar system. He is very, very clever. He has got the capacity to, he's so clever that he has got the capacity, very intelligent also. He can get the work done just by sitting at one place. And he uses his intelligence to the maximum. He's a smart worker rather than a hard worker. Mercury is a smart worker. So instead of putting physical effort, he uses his mental strength. Mercury controls our brain also. So if you see the physical characteristics of Mercury, he is a young child. He's thin and green in color. He's fond of fun. He has information on different topics. Very intelligent. That is about Mercury. Now, Mercury has the 7th aspect. From wherever he is posted, he look in the 7th house. Here, Mercury is posted in Mesha Rashi. He is looking at Tula Rashi. That is the opposite house, 7th house. And Jupiter, which is posted in Tula Rashi. This is about the aspect of Mercury. Now coming to the exaltation house and debilitation house, where Mercury gets exalted. Mercury gets exalted in Kanya Rashi. See, Kanya Rashi, if you remember the Karakatva of Kanya Rashi, I said this is a house which is a Prithvi Tattva Rashi, which is good in analysis, logics, perfection, all those things. In this kind of atmosphere, Mercury feels very happy. And this is also the own house of Mercury. In his own house, he gets exalted. And he feels very happy in this atmosphere because it resonates with his quality. He is also very analytical, very calculative, very intelligent. So he feels very comfortable in the house of Kanya. Exactly in the opposite house of Meena, which is again an emotional sign, a watery sign, he feels very uncomfortable. That's why he becomes debilitated in Meena Rashi, exalted in Kanya Rashi. 15 degrees is the deep exaltation point, and 15 degrees of Meena is the deep debilitation point. See, Mercury is a very balanced planet. He is neither very, he's not extreme. He's a very balanced planet. That's why exactly in the midpoint, see, 0 to 30 is the span of one Rashi. Exactly in the midpoint, 15 degrees, he becomes deeply exalted. And what is the Mula Trikona? Mula Trikona is also in Kanya only. That is from 20 to 30 degrees is known as the Mula Trikona. That is the, see, Kanya is the own house, also exaltation house. Mula Trikona is from 20 to 30 degrees. That's the Mula Trikona. So, revision. Sun represents your Atma. That's why he's known as Atma Karaka. He represents your soul. He's also known as Pitru Karaka. Then moon represents Mano Karaka. Moon represents your mind. That's why he's known as Mano Karaka, Matru Karaka, because he represents your mother. Sun represents father. Moon represents mother. Mars is Shakti Karaka, Bhratru Karaka, Bhumi Karaka. Mercury is Buddhi Karaka, intelligence. Matula Karaka. That Matula means your maternal uncle. So this is the Karakatva of planets that we have covered till now. So we have come to the end of the session. So time for tip of the day. Now we spoke about Mercury. What are qualities that Mercury represents and how important each and every planet is important. So how do you strengthen Mercury in your horoscope? See, expressing gratitude is one of the best ways of strengthening Mercury. You should always express gratitude. When you speak out your emotion, when you speak, speech is one of the Karaka for Mercury. So when you speak or when you write down, that is you're expressing your gratitude. And whenever you express your gratitude, your Mercury becomes strong. Even for the smallest of thing, if somebody helps you, you express your gratitude. Say thanks. It might be an unknown person or a known person. Always say thanks. If you are benefited by somebody, if somebody is helping you, if you are learning something from somebody, or somebody teaches you something, or somebody does some act of kindness towards you, first and foremost thing, express gratitude. Say thanks. That will strengthen your Mercury. It will help you. You don't become small when you say thanks. You are highly benefited because your Mercury will become strong. If you're not able to express it in words, some people do not like to speak out. They do not like to express in words. If you're not able to express it in words, have a journal, have a book where you write down every day your gratitude. At the end of the day, or when you get up in the morning, open that book and write down for what you're thankful in your life. When you write or when you speak and express your gratitude, your Mercury becomes strong. That is one of the easiest ways of strengthening Mercury. And you can plant trees, you can water trees, you can take care of trees. See, green is the color of Mercury. Plants are all green in color. Whenever you take care of plants, your Mercury automatically becomes strong. Feeding pigeons or parrots for improvement in business. See, parrot is also green in color. When you feed parrots, then your business will improve. That is one way of, these are some of the ways of strengthening Mercury. And when you strengthen Mercury, what are the qualities that you get, or what are the qualities that enhance in your life? In the same way, how can you strengthen Mars? Mars is all about energy. So if you do regular physical activity, if you do regular exercise, any kind of exercise or any kind of physical activity, even if you go for a walk, then your Mars will become strong. Because physical activity is one of the ways in which you can channelize the energy of Mars, a positive ways of channelizing the energy. And try to walk barefoot whenever possible. See, in India, it's a common practice. When you're at your home, you walk barefoot. And even when you go to a temple, you walk barefoot. So the more you walk barefoot, your Mars will become strong, because there's a direct contact with the earth, with the Bhumi. Your body is in direct contact with the earth, and Mars is Bhumi Karaka. So your Mars will become strong when you walk barefoot. Take good care of your younger brother, because brother younger brothers are signified by Mars. Praying to Lord Subramanya, praying to Lord Hanuman will also strengthen your Mars. Do some kind of charity to the army. See, as I told you, in astrology, there are different ways of remedies. Whichever is suitable for you, with whichever you resonate, you can follow that remedy. See, lifestyle changes, doing prayers, chanting mantras, doing homas or havan, visiting temples, or doing some kind of charity. All that is covered over here. Here, when it comes to charity, you can do some kind of charity to the army or to the police, or if you have a security person in your house or in your office or in your apartment building, do some kind of help or charity to that individual. Your Mars will get strengthened. So these are the ways to strengthen the planet Mercury and Mars in your horoscope. So we have come to the end of the session. Hope all of you found it interesting and helpful. Yeah, any questions if you have, you can just ask me. So seeing a lot of
Namaste, ma'am.
hearts. I'm seeing a lot of red hearts in the chat. So
Yes, ma'am. It is like that only today's session.
People have found it very interesting, I feel.
Very interesting and
Lot of
very
red hearts.
informative. No
The color
words
of
to
Mars.
describe.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you are showing us our path, ma'am. What we are, you are showing us.
Yeah,
So,
that is the
in came in and words tiktaledu. Thank you so much. I'm grateful to be your student.
welcome, welcome. Happy to know it.
The tears are coming out. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Welcome, welcome.
Very nice.
Yes.
Ma'am,
Good evening, ma'am.
రిక్వెస్ట్
నేను సవిత మేడం
రికార్డింగ్స్
మాట్లాడుతా ఉండేది
వచ్చి ఇవ్వండి మ్యామ్ ప్లీజ్ ఇస్తా
ఏమి?
ఉండరు ఎవరి నుంచినో మేం లాస్ చేసుకునేది వద్దు ప్లీజ్ ఇవ్వండి ఇంకొకసారి చూస్తామంట సో దట్
ఏమి ఎలా
రికార్డింగ్స్ మ్యామ్
recordings? I think YouTube live is
తిరిగి
available.
వేస్తా ఉండరు
Yes, yes.
సారీ
Please.
ఫర్ వాట్ హ్యాపెండ్ ఐ డోంట్ నో బట్ హూఆర్ దానికి ఎవరికి అది వాల్యూ ఉందో వాళ్ళకే గుర్తుంటుంది
Correct.
వాళ్ళకి మోసం చేసేది వద్దు ఎవరికి నీడ్ ఉందో
Yes,
వాళ్ళకి
yes. Yes, yes. See, whenever this information and this precious knowledge is given, you
Yes.
should know the value of it.
ఎస్ మ్యామ్
You should be very careful. It should not be misused. This knowledge that is being given is just for your reference. You should not misuse this knowledge. So you should keep it with you, and I mean, it should help you people. That's the reason that I'm teaching you, and that's the reason this knowledge is being given. So you should give a lot of importance to this knowledge. See, this knowledge is not mine. This is the knowledge of the rishis. Divine knowledge. I had to tell that this is divine knowledge. And since you are destined to learn, you people have joined this course. That's all.
ఎస్ మ్యామ్ థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ మ్యామ్ ఐ
Welcome.
నాట్ టేక్
మేడం
మచ్
నమస్తే
టైం
మేడం నమస్తే
Namaste, ma'am.
మేడం మీరు బుధుడి గురించి చెప్తున్నప్పుడు ఫ్రెండ్స్ లవర్ అట్లా చెప్పారు కదా అది కొంచెం అది మాత్రం కొంచెం ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తారా
అంటే ప్రతి గ్రహము ఒక రిలేషన్షిప్ ని స్పెసిఫై ఇచ్చేస్తుంది. ఇట్ రిప్రజెంట్ లైక్ సన్ రిప్రజెంట్స్ ఫాదర్, మూన్ రిప్రజెంట్స్ మదర్, అండ్ మార్స్ రిప్రజెంట్స్ ద యంగర్ బ్రదర్, మర్కరీ రిప్రజెంట్స్ ఫ్రెండ్స్, దెన్ లవర్, దెన్ ఎవరికైనా బాయ్ ఫ్రెండ్ ఉంటే లేక గర్ల్ ఫ్రెండ్ ఉంటే దట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో మర్క్యూరీ. మర్క్యూరీ రిప్రజెంట్స్ దట్ రిలేషన్షిప్.
బ్రోకర్ అని కూడా చెప్పారు కదా.
బ్రోకర్, brokers gani mercury. It can be business brokers or marriage brokers or any kind of brokers who bring two people together. They are also represented by Mercury, because Mercury is about connections. It is about connecting things and connecting people. So brokers, ఇప్పుడు business lono brokers ఉంటారు, then marriage brokers ఉంటారు. So many kinds of people are there, brokers కదా, వాళ్ళు brokerage పని చేస్తూ ఉంటారు. They are also represented by Mercury.
Hello,
Thank
ma'am.
you
Good
very
evening,
much
ma'am.
for guiding us in a very
Thanks.
nice auspicious way, మేడం. ఎందుకంటే నేనైతే క్యాజువల్ గా అనుకున్నాను, బట్ మీరు చెప్తున్నప్పుడు అబ్బా ఎన్ని విషయాలు ఉన్నాయి, అది మీరు ఓపికతో అన్ని చెప్తున్నారు. ఆ యూట్యూబ్ లో కూడా మీరు మామూలుగా ఇచ్చే నోట్స్ లో కొంచెమే ఉంటుంది, మీ ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది. కాబట్టి మీ యూట్యూబ్ లింక్ మాత్రం మాకు ఉంచండి మేడం దయచేసి. ఇట్ ఈస్ థ్యాంక్ యూ మేడం. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ మ్యామ్.
గుడ్
నేను
ఈవినింగ్
సవిత మేడం మాట్లాడుతా ఉండేది.
చెప్పండి మా.
మ్యామ్ ఇప్పుడు నా రాశిలో నాది వృశ్చిక రాశి. నా రాశిలో సన్ను, మెర్కురీ, మార్సు, మూను 4 ఒకే ఇంట్లో ఉన్నాయి మేడం.
ఓకే ఓకే.
సో ఏమి మేడం ఇది సిగ్నిఫికెన్స్?
దాని ఎఫెక్ట్ ఏమి అని మీరు సబ్సిక్వెంట్ క్లాసెస్ లో మీకు అర్థమవుతుంది. ఫస్ట్ ప్లానెట్స్ అంతా నేర్పించేస్తాను నేను. రాశిస్ది నేర్చుకుంటారు. తిరిగి అది యా హౌస్ లో ఉంటే ఎట్లా ఎఫెక్ట్ చేస్తుంది అనేది మీకు ముందు పోతా క్లాసెస్ లో తెలుస్తుంది మీకు. ఇప్పుడు మీకు చెప్తే మీకు గ్రాస్ప్ చేసుకునే అయ్యలేదు.
ఓకే మేడం, మీరు ఇంకొకటి చెప్తారు, ఇన్ని డిగ్రీల నుంచి ఇన్ని డిగ్రీ వరకు అది ఎక్సలేషన్, ఇంకొకటి డిబ్లిటేషన్ అనేసి చెప్తారు మీరు. మిగిలిన డిగ్రీస్ లో ఉంటే ఏం అర్థము?
ఫుల్ రాశినే ఎగ్జాల్టేషన్ హౌసే. అది ఫుల్ రాశి. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మర్క్యూరీకి మీరు మర్క్యూరీకి అది మార్స్ తీసుకోండి ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. ఫుల్ మకర రాశి ఎగ్జాల్టేషన్, ఫుల్ కర్కాటక రాశి డెబిలిటేషన్. ఆ డిగ్రీలో ఉన్నాను అది ఎగ్జాల్టెడ్ డెబిలిటేటెడ్. ఇప్పుడు మకర రాశిలో ఏం డిగ్రీలో ఉన్నాను మార్స్ ఈజ్ ఎగ్జాల్టెడ్ అనే చెప్తారు
మేడం. అట్లే
ఎగ్జాల్టేషన్, డీప్ ఎగ్జాల్టేషన్ అంటే 28 degrees అంటే కన్నా దట్ ఈస్ ద హైయెస్ట్ పాయింట్. ఎగ్జాల్టేషన్ అనే హైయెస్ట్ పాయింట్, దానికి మాత్రం డిగ్రీ. ఇంకా ఫుల్ రాశి ఈజ్ ఎగ్జాల్టేషన్ రాశినే.
ఓకే మేడం, మీరు మూన్ కి సన్ కి చెప్పొచ్చు కదా 0 to 10 డిగ్రీలో ఉంటే వృశ్చిక రాశిలో, తులా రాశిలో అది డెబిలిటేషన్ అనేసి, 11 డిగ్రీలో ఉంటే ఏమర్థం?
లేదు, ఫుల్ తులా రాశి డెబిలిటేషన్ హౌస్. 10 degrees ఈజ్ డీప్ డెబిలిటేషన్ అంతే.
సో డెబిలిటేషన్ లెక్కే అది.
అవునవును, ఫుల్ రాశి డెబిలిటేషన్. మీరు ఫుల్ రాశినే తీసుకోవాలా. అది నేను అందుకే ఫుల్ రాశినే ఎగ్జాల్టేషన్ రాశి డెబిలిటేషన్ రాశి అని చెప్తా ఉన్నాను. ఒక పర్టికులర్ డిగ్రీ చెప్పినప్పుడు ఆడ డీప్ ఎగ్జాల్టేషన్ డీప్ డెబిలిటేషన్ అని అంటే ఆడ స్ట్రాంగ్ ఎఫెక్ట్, ఇంకా ఎఫెక్ట్ జాస్తి ఉంటుంది, స్ట్రాంగ్ గా ఉంటుంది.
10 డిగ్రీ దాటితే ఇంకా స్ట్రాంగ్ గా ఉంది.
లేదు 10 degrees దాటితే కాదు, ఎగ్జాక్ట్ 10 degrees లో ఉంటే స్ట్రాంగ్ డెబిలిటేషన్ స్ట్రాంగ్ ఎగ్జాల్టేషన్ అయ్యేది.
10 డిగ్రీ అయినుంచి ఉంటే మేడం
ఎగ్జాల్టేషన్ అంతే.
అది డీప్ ఎగ్జాల్టేషన్ కాదు.
లేదు ఉత్త 1 డిగ్రీ, ఒక డిగ్రీ, ఒక పర్టికులర్ డిగ్రీలో డీప్ ఎగ్జాల్టేషన్ అని చెప్పేది.
ఓకే మేడం, ఇంకొకటి నాకు సానా బ్లాక్ ప్యాచెస్ అయింది మక్మంతాను. అందరూ ఏమో నాగదోషం ఉంది అనేసి చెప్తా ఉండారు. దానికి ఏమైనా రెమెడీ చెప్తారా మేడం? నేను సుబ్రహ్మణ్యేశ్వరం పోయి నాగరాలకు పోయి పాలేసి వస్తా ఉన్నాను ఎవ్రీ ట్యూస్డే.
ఓకే, అది బెస్ట్ రెమెడీ మా. ప్రతిదినం మీకు చేసేకైతేను ఒక 48 దినాలు కంటిన్యూస్ గా చేయండి. కాకుండా అంటే ట్యూస్డేస్ అన పోయి చేసేసి రండి, మంచిది. అది
ఆయన నుంచి కవచము వింటా ఉన్నాను మేడం, అది సుబ్రహ్మణ్యేశ్వర
మంచిది, అది చేయండి. కావాల్సి ఉంటే కన్నా మీకు అది నాగదోషం ఉంది అంటే సర్పదోషం ఉంది అంటే కుక్కేకి పోయేసి సర్పదోషం పరిహారం చేయించుకుని రండి.
మేడం అది ఎట్లా కొత్తైతే నేనేమన్నా సింపుల్ గా చెప్పకైతుందా?
అంటే అది హారోస్కోప్ లో చూసి చెప్పాలమ్మా. మీకు ఆల్రెడీ ఎవరైనా చెప్పిండారు అట్లా ఉంది అంటే?
లేదు మేడం, లేదు. నాకు మక్కం మీద ఇట్లా ప్యాచెస్ ఇప్పుడే చూసిండేది. మక్కం మీద చాలా ప్యాచెస్ ఉంది, బ్లాక్ ప్యాచెస్ అక్కడక్కడ.
మీరు అస్ట్రాలజీని కన్సల్ట్ చేయండి, ఎవరైనా అస్ట్రాలజీని కన్సల్ట్ చేయండి.
ఎవరు లేదు మేడం,
వాళ్ళు చూసేసి చెప్తారు మీకు.
ఎవరులే మేడం.
ఉంటారు, ఎత్తుకండి, ఎవరైనా మంచి అస్ట్రాలజీ దొరుకుతారు.
లేదు మేడం, లేదు. థ్యాంక్ యూ మేడం. ముందర క్లాసెస్ లో ఏమన్నా చెప్తారా దీనికి రెమెడీ?
ఏమ్మా
ముందర క్లాసెస్ లో ఏమన్నా దీనికి రెమెడీ కొత్తైతుందా రాశి నుంచి?
అవునవును, ఉంటుంది.
హస్బెండ్ హారోస్కోప్ లా లగ్నం నుంచి 7th హౌస్ లా ఉంది. కుజ హస్బెండ్ జాతకంలా లగ్నం నుంచి 7th హౌస్ లోనే కుజుడు ఉంది.
ఓకే,
చంద్రాలు ఉండరు. హౌ ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు ఎఫెక్ట్? కుజదోషం ఉంది అని లెక్క.
అవును, కుజదోషం ఉన్నట్లే. లగ్నం ఇంకా 7th హౌస్ లో కుజ అంటే కుజదోషం ఉన్నట్లే.
వాట్ ఈస్ ద రెమెడీ మ్యామ్?
చెప్తే కదా నేను కుజదోషం రెమెడీ. అంటే వాళ్ళ ఏజ్ ఎంత ఇప్పుడు?
ఈజ్ ఆల్మోస్ట్ 60.
60 years కి నేను చెప్తున్నా 28 years కి ఇంటెన్సిటీ తక్కువ అయిపోతుంది అని. ఇప్పుడు దానికి ఏం చేసే అవసరం లేదు.
లేదా వీ గాట్ మ్యారీడ్ 29-30 years అప్పుడు ఉండేదా దోషము?
28 years ఇంకా తక్కువ అయిపోతుంది.
ఓకే, సో ఇట్ విల్ నాట్ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ ఎఫెక్ట్ నౌ.
నమస్తే.
గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ మేడం.
ఇది పెండ్లికి శుక్రుడు అంటారు, బట్ గురుబలం వస్తేనే పెండ్లి అంటారు. అప్పుడు ఏమండి? ఏది
నెక్స్ట్ నేను గురువుది ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను మీకు.
అదొకటి. ఇంకొకటి, చంద్రుడు వచ్చి మేలు రోహిణిని పెళ్లి చేసుకున్నారు అంటారు, చంద్రుడు వచ్చి మాతృ అంటారా? ఏమి ఇది ఫీమేలా?
చూడండి, మూన్ ఈస్ కన్సిడర్డ్ యాజ్ అ మేల్ ప్లానెట్ ఓన్లీ. ఫీమేల్ ఎనర్జీ ఉంటుంది. అంటే మీరు ఎందరో మగోళ్ళు చూసుండొచ్చు, వాళ్ళు ఒకరా కొంచెం ఫెమినైన్ ఎనర్జీ ఉంటారు, చాలా సెన్సిటివ్ గా, సాఫ్ట్ గా, ఎమోషనల్ గా ఉంటారు. అంటే మూన్ కి ఫీమేల్ ఎనర్జీ జాస్తి ఉంటుంది అని అర్థం అంతే.
ఓకే అండి, ఓకే. అది చాలా కన్ఫ్యూజ్ ఏలంటే మాతృ ప్లేస్ లో ఉండారు అని చెప్తారు.
మాతృకారక. There are different things you should understand. Every planet represents one relationship. It represents one emotion. So moon represents mother. ఒక రిలేషన్షిప్ తీసుకున్నప్పుడు మదర్ ని రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తుంది. దెన్ ఎమోషన్ తీసుకున్నప్పుడు ఇది తీసుకున్నప్పుడు ఇట్ రిప్రజెంట్స్ దట్ నర్చరింగ్ క్వాలిటీ. అంటే ఒక తల్లి మాదిరికి పోషించే ఒక కెపాసిటీ మూన్ కు ఉంటుంది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మార్స్ రిప్రజెంట్స్ యాంగర్ కదా, సన్ రిప్రజెంట్స్ అథారిటీ. అట్లా మూన్ కి ఒక నర్చరింగ్ కెపాసిటీ, కేర్ చేసే అట్లా ఒక తల్లిగా చూసుకునే అట్లా ఒక క్వాలిటీ ఉంటుంది మూన్ కి.
థ్యాంక్ యూ మ్యామ్, థ్యాంక్ యూ. నాకు ఇంకొక క్వశ్చన్, ఒకే ఒక్క నిమిషం సార్. హౌస్ హెల్పర్స్ అస్సలు 1 month కూడా నాకు స్టే చేసేలేదు. ఈస్ దేర్ ఎనీ రెమెడీ ఫర్ దట్? అంటే
సాటర్న్ ది ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసినప్పుడు మీకు అర్థమైతుంది.
నమస్తే మ్యామ్.
నమస్తే మ్యామ్.
గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్
మేడం. సింహలగ్నానికి
See, many people are, one second, please. See, all of you are talking at the same time. So this will create lot of confusion. Your hand raise chesindaro, whoever has raised their hands, I'll call out their names. You unmute and you ask the question. And each person should ask only one question. Because there are so many people who have raised their hands. So please just ask one question so that you give an opportunity for everybody. Okay? Yeah. I'll call out the names. Whomever I call out, you please unmute yourself and you ask. Okay? Asha, please unmute yourself. Okay, she's not there, I think. Okay, Nagaharini. Okay. Rupa's iPhone.
Ma'am, I have randomly unmuted few people. So
అన్మ్యూట్ చేసే ఆప్షన్ ఏంటి మా సౌమ్య? అన్మ్యూట్ చేసే ఆప్షన్ ఏంటి, సో దట్ నేను ఎవరు పేరు పిలుస్తారో వాళ్ళు అన్మ్యూట్ చేసి క్వశ్చన్ అడిగినాయి.
ఓకే మ్యామ్.
ఓకే, సో నాగహరిణి, ప్లీజ్ అన్మ్యూట్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్. We just got 15 minutes. Okay, they're not unmuting. Soumya, unmute చేసే ఆప్షన్ ఇచ్చినారా?
Yes ma'am, చేస్తున్నాను. 1 minute.
Okay ma. So Deepa madam, you can unmute and you can ask. Unmute చేసుకోండి, please unmute yourself. You're not able to unmute.
Madam. Namaste madam.
Namaste madam, I'm Deepa from Chennai. Thanks much for your classes madam.
Welcome ma, welcome.
Fan of your English, very simple and lovely English, anyone can understand.
Thank you.
Madam, na jatakumla lagnam mesha lagnam, second house la kuja sevai undi. కానీ నాది శుద్ధ జాతకం అని చెప్తారు మేడం, ఎట్లా అది?
See, kujadosham is different. That is different. What you said is different. There are so many concepts in astrology. You tend to get confused. Don't get confused. Just go with what I'm saying.
అది మీరు చెప్పిన దాంట్లో నాది యావది వచ్చలేదు. నాది పూర్వ మీన రాశి, పూరటాది 4వ పాదము, బట్ అది ఉత్తరటాది అండ్ రేవతి ఉంటే అది వర్క్ అవ్వదు అని చెప్తున్నారు మీరు. కానీ నాది ఆ రూల్స్ లో నాది ఏమీనే రాలేదు. నాది క్యాన్సలేషన్ రూల్స్ నాది ఏమీనే రాలే. ఎట్లా మరి నాది శుద్ధ జాతకం అన్నారు మేడం?
ఏం జాతకము? సుఖ జాతకమా?
శుద్ధ జాతకం అంటే నో కుజ దోష అని.
Okay. There might be some other factors which would have cancelled it. When we look at the whole horoscope, then we'll get to know.
నా బుధన్ కూడా మేడం, అది మా మకర హౌస్ లో బుధన్ జట్ల శుక్రన్ ఉంది. సో అప్పుడు వీనస్ దాంట్లో అది బ్యాలెన్స్, ఐ మీన్ ఇట్ టేక్స్ వీనస్ క్యారెక్టర్స్ మేడం.
Correct.
బుధన్.
Yes. See, if two people are together in a same room, what will happen? Both will converse with each other. This person will get influenced with the other, that person will get influenced with the other. So whenever 2 or 3 planets are in the same house, ఒకరి క్యారెక్టర్ ఇంకొకరిని ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్స్ చేస్తుంది.
But so far, what you have taught, neither of the planets are exalted or debilitated, madam. Mine, I don't know what kind of jataka is that.
Don't worry about that. Afterwards, as we start analyzing the horoscope, you'll get a better idea.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much, madam.
మేడం మీరు కుజ దోషము 2, 4, 7, 8 and 12 లో ఉంది అంటున్నారు కదా, దోషం ఉంటే.
అవును
మేడం
కరెక్ట్ మా చెప్పండి.
అప్పుడు ఒకవేళ అమ్మాయికి అబ్బాయికి చూస్తున్నప్పుడు ఇద్దరికి రెండో చోటనే ఉంటే అది సరిపోతుందా, లేక వేరేమన్నా డిఫరెన్స్
వేరే జాగాలో ఉన్నా పర్వాలే, ఇద్దరికి కుజ దోషం ఉంటే అది క్యాన్సిల్ అయిపోతుంది దోషం.
కానీ అందులో అబ్బాయికి ఎక్కువ దోషం ఉంటే పర్వాలేదు, అమ్మాయికి ఎక్కువ ఉంటే కాదు అని కూడా విన్నాను, అందుకనే అడుగు.
అవునవును, అది యూజువలీ అది వేరే, అది వేరే దోష క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ వేరే. కుజ దోషంలో మాత్రము ఇద్దరికి కుజ దోషం ఉంటే క్యాన్సిల్ అవుతుంది.
అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఒక అమ్మాయికి 2వ ప్లేస్ లో అబ్బాయికి 5వ ప్లేస్ లో ఉంటే కూడా పర్వాలేదా? 4 ఉంటే పర్వాలేదా, లేక
పర్వాలేదు.
అంటే ఒక్కొక్క హౌస్ లోను డిఫరెన్స్ ఏమన్నా ఉంటుందా, పర్వాలేదా?
ఉంటుంది, అది నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్. బట్ ఫర్ నౌ 7th and 8th హౌస్ లో ఉంటే మాత్రం ఇంటెన్సిటీ జాస్తి ఉంటుంది. కానీ ఇద్దరికి కుజ దోషం ఉంది అంటే మ్యాచ్ చేయొచ్చు హారోస్కోప్ ని.
అది ఏ హౌస్ లో ఉన్నా కూడా పర్వాలేదు.
పర్వాలేదు.
ఓకే మేడం, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
నమస్తే మేడం.
నాగహరిణి చెప్పండి.
మేడం, ఇప్పుడు 7th and 8th హౌసెస్ లో ఉంటే ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది. అబ్బాయికి 7th హౌస్, అమ్మాయికి 8th హౌస్ లో ఉన్నదండి కుజుడు. అప్పుడు వాళ్ళిద్దరికి సెట్
అవుతుంది.
ఇంకొక విషయం అండి, ఒక అమ్మాయికి సింహలగ్నం నుంచి 8th ప్లేస్ లో కుజుడు ఉన్నాడు. అది మీనరాశి అయింది. పైగా అక్కడ కుజుడు అండ్ రాహు ఇద్దరు కంజంక్షన్ లో ఉన్నారు. మీరు చెప్పిన రూల్స్ ప్రకారం సింహలగ్నం వాళ్ళకి క్యాన్సిల్ అవుతుంది కుజ దోషం అన్నారు. కానీ అక్కడ కుజుడు అండ్ రాహు ఇద్దరు కంజంక్షన్ లో ఉన్నారు. దాని ఎఫెక్ట్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది?
ఎఫెక్ట్ ఉంటుంది, బట్ కుజ దోషం కాదు. అది కుజ దోషం క్యాన్సిల్ అయినాను వేరే ఎఫెక్ట్ ఉంటుంది. రాహు జతలో ఉంది కాబట్టి వేరే ఎఫెక్ట్ ఉంటుంది. దానికి మీకు రాహుది నేర్పించినప్పుడు మీకు అది ఇంకొంచెం క్లారిటీ వస్తుంది.
నమస్తే మ్యామ్.
మేడం ఇంకొక క్వశ్చన్, లాస్ట్ టైం నేను అడిగేటప్పుడు నెట్ ఇష్యూతో కట్ అయిందండి. సన్ డెబిలిటేట్ అయ్యి తులారాశిలో డెబిలిటేట్ అయి ఉన్నాడు. మూన్ అక్కడ కంజంక్షన్ లో ఉన్నాడు తులారాశిలో. అప్పుడు ఆ వ్యక్తికి ఎలాంటి దోషం ఉంటుంది? దాన్ని రెమెడీ ఏమిటి మేడం?
దోషం ఏమి ఉండలేదమ్మా, దానికి దోషం ఏమి ఉండలేదు. సన్ అండ్ మూన్ జతలో ఉందంటే దోషం ఏమి లేదు, దానికి ఏం లేదు.
కంజంక్షన్ లో ఉన్నారు, పైగా సన్ ఏమో డెబిలిటేట్ అయ్యి ఉన్నాడు.
సన్ డెబిలిటేట్ అయింది కాబట్టి సన్ వీక్ గా ఉంటుంది. యూ హ్యావ్ టు స్ట్రెంగ్థెన్ ద సన్. మూన్ చాలా క్లోజ్ డిగ్రీస్ లో ఉంటే మూన్ కంబస్ట్ అయి ఉంటుంది. అప్పుడు యూ హ్యావ్ టు స్ట్రెంగ్థెన్ ద మూన్ ఆల్సో. బోత్ సన్ అండ్ మూన్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు స్ట్రెంగ్థెన్.
అంటే కొంతమంది అనడం ఏంటంటే సన్ డెబిలిటేట్ అయితే పితృదోషం ఉంటుంది అని అంటున్నారు.
ఏముంటుంది?
పితృదోషం.
లేదు, అట్లేం లేదు. పితృదోషానికి రూల్స్ వేరే ఉంటాయి.
ఓకే మేడం, ఇంకొక క్వశ్చన్ అండి. బుధుడు, మీరు ఇప్పుడు మెర్క్యూరీ గురించి చెప్పారు. మిథున రాశి వాళ్ళకి, మిథున లగ్నము వాళ్ళకి, మిథున రాశి మిథున లగ్నము హౌస్ లాడేమో బుధుడై ఉన్నాడు. ఆయన 5th హౌస్ లో కేతువుతో ఉన్నాడు. దాని ఎఫెక్ట్ ఎలా ఉంటుందండి?
అది మీకు ఆమ్టిక్ తెలుస్తుంది మా. కేతుది ఎఫెక్ట్ అవంతా మీకు ఫుల్ ప్లానెట్స్ అయిపోయి ఆమ్టిక్ యుల్ గెట్ అన్ ఐడియా. ఇప్పుడు నేను చెప్తే మీకు కన్ఫ్యూజన్ జాస్తి. జస్ట్ వెయిట్ అంటిల్ ఐ ఫినిష్ ఆల్ ద ప్లానెట్స్.
నమస్తే
మ్యామ్. 1 second. your పేరు పిలుస్తున్నా వాళ్ళు అడగండి, సో లేకపోతే there will be too much of confusion. ఓకే మ్యామ్. శిరీష.
నమస్తే మేడం.
నమస్తే మా.
మేడం, ఇప్పుడు
అందరూ ఒక క్వశ్చన్ అడగండి, బికాస్ దెర్ ఆర్ సో మెనీ పీపుల్ వెయిటింగ్. 10-15 minutes అంతే.
కన్యా లగ్నం కన్యా రాశిలో ఉంటే బుధుడు సింహరాశిలో ఉన్నప్పుడు అది డెబిలిటేషన్ లేకపోతే ఎక్సలేషన్?
బుధునికి డెబిలిటేషన్ హౌస్ మీన రాశి, ఎగ్జాల్టేషన్ హౌస్ కన్యా రాశి. ఈ 2 హౌస్ లో ఉంటేనే ఎగ్జాల్టేషన్ డెబిలిటేషన్. సింహ రాశిలో ఉంటే ఎగ్జాల్టేషన్ కాదు, డెబిలిటేషన్ కాదు.
అదేం. నెక్స్ట్ మేడం, ఇప్పుడు ఈ కొండకి సంబంధించిన బిజినెస్ అవి చేస్తున్నప్పుడు అక్కడ ఏమన్నా మనకి ప్రాబ్లం అయితే మనము చెప్తున్నారు కదా మేడం, కుజుడుది మనము
ఏం బిజినెస్ చెప్పింది?
క్రషర్ మేడం అది. ఇప్పుడు అది కొండకి సంబంధించింది ఉంటుంది కదా మేడం, స్టోన్ అంతా. సో అక్కడ మనకి ఇప్పుడు ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ రాకుండా, ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చినా మనము నాగులకి అట్లా సుబ్రహ్మణ్య స్వామికి పూజ చేసుకుంటే అది ఖచ్చితంగా.
మంచిది మంచిది మంచిది.
ఇంకా వేరే ఏమన్నా ఉందా మేడం దాంట్లో అట్లా చేసి?
అంతే, మీరు సుబ్రహ్మణ్యేశ్వరికి నాగలరాయలకి ఎంత చేస్తే మంచిది అది.
ఓకే మేడం, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
వెల్కమ్. కనకదుర్గ
మ్యామ్.
Yes
ma'am, a very very nice session, ma'am. It's so easy to understand. It's always inspiring to learn from you somehow. You make it so easy, which everybody complicates so much.
Yes ma'am.
Acha ma'am, for Mangal na, it is also karaka for operations and all, right?
Yes yes ma, yes.
How can we avoid that?
See, that for that you will have to look at the horoscope completely. How to
Angarak Yoga is there, ma'am.
What ma?
Angarak Yoga is there.
Angarak Yoga. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Just pray to Lord Subramanyeshwara or chant the mantra of Mars. That will help you. Hanuman Chalisa,
Okay, ma'am.
chanting Hanuman
Somebody
Chalisa.
was telling blood donation also helps and
Yes,
all
yes,
that
yes.
kind
Blood
of thing.
donation. That is, if you are having that, accident yoga, if it is there in the horoscope, donating blood also will help. Yes, ma'am. There's also a good remedy.
Good evening, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Kanakadurga here.
Yes, ma'am. Please switch on your cameras. Please switch on your cameras so that I can see your faces also when you're asking the question. It's raining really heavily. Yeah?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
I wanted to know, for Vrishchika Rashi, thyroid problem is very severe. So, is it connected with the horoscope or what?
See, నేను మొదలు హారోస్కోప్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసినప్పుడే చెప్తే వృశ్చిక రాశి ఇది ఇట్స్ అ సైన్ విచ్ ఇస్ వెరీ ఎమోషనల్ అండ్ సెన్సిటివ్. సో దీస్ పీపుల్ దే హ్యావ్ దిస్ tendency of keeping it within themselves, everything. They don't express their emotions easily. And whenever people are not able to express their emotions easily, when you're not able to speak out or tell your feelings to other, the first problem is thyroid. That's one thing. Vrishchika Rashi వాళ్ళకి థైరాయిడ్ వచ్చేది అందుకే, because they cannot express their feelings. అంతా వాళ్ళు లోగానే పెట్టుకుంటారు. They will not express it. So the best thing is you should learn to express your feelings. You should write it down or you should talk it out to somebody. Even if nobody is there, you just tell it. Or in front of God, you sit and express whatever you are feeling. They have that, they keep everything in them only. That will lead to thyroid.
Bad feelings, ma'am, or even
Sad also is the same, because moon is debilitated in Vrishchika Rashi. Moon will be very weak.
Okay.
So you have to strengthen the moon. You can do Abhisheka to Shiva every day. Om Namah Shivaya and చెప్పుకొని, if you're having a small Shivalinga in your house, you can keep it, chant Om Namah Shivaya, and every time you're chanting, pour milk on the Shivalinga. And after that, you consume that milk. It will strengthen your mind. Do meditation. Okay? Express whatever you are feeling to others. Then you can strengthen your mood.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Welcome, welcome.
Namaste, madam.
Namaste, ma.
Mamta from Kumbakonam, ma'am.
Yes, Mamta, please go ahead.
మ్యామ్ ఇప్పుడు వచ్చేసి టిప్ ఆఫ్ ద డేలో వచ్చేసి మనకి బుధ అవంతా అంత పవర్ఫుల్ గా లేదు అంటే ఇవంతా టిప్ ఆఫ్ ద డేలో ఇవంతా ప్యారెట్స్ కి అంతా ఇస్తే మన పవర్ఫుల్ అవుతుంది అని చెప్పుతుంది. మన అది హలో
Yes, ma, please go ahead.
ఇప్పుడు అది లేదు, మనకి అది ఉందో లేదో అనేది తెలియకపోతేనో మనం ఇవంతా చేస్తే మన బిజినెస్ ఇంప్రూవ్ అవుతుందా?
Yes, you can do it.
వితౌట్ ఎగ్జాలేషన్ డెబులేషన్ అవంతా మనకి కన్సిడర్ లాకున్నట్లు ఇవంతా చేస్తే మంచిది.
హారోస్కోప్ చూడకుండాను మీరు అన్ని రెమెడీస్ చెయ్యొచ్చు. ఇచ్చేస్తే కానీ మీకు ఆ ప్లానెట్ స్ట్రాంగ్ అవుతుంది అంతే.
ఓకే మ్యామ్, థ్యాంక్ యూ మ్యామ్.
నమస్తే మేడం. నమస్తే మేడం. నమస్తే మేడం.
ఎస్ చెప్పండి.
నేను నివేదిత, హైదరాబాద్ నుంచి.
చెప్పండి
మేడం. దిస్ ఇస్ రిగార్డింగ్ లాస్ట్ క్లాస్ బికాస్ ఐ డిడ్ంట్ గెట్ అ ఛాన్స్. మా బాబుది వృశ్చిక రాశి. Moon is in 29 degrees. Sun is in Karka with 6 degrees. So ఇప్పుడు ఈ అమావాస్య ఇవన్నీ చెప్పారు కదా తిథులు. ఇప్పుడు మా బాబు దేనిలో పుట్టినట్టు మేడం?
కాదు, మూను సన్ను రెండు ఒకే హౌస్ లో ఉంటే అప్పుడు అమావాస్యలో పుట్టినట్ల. మూన్ మీకు వృశ్చిక రాశిలో ఉండి సన్ కర్కాటక రాశిలో ఉంటే అమావాస్య కాదు అది.
ఓకే ఓకే.
రెండు గ్రహాలు ఒకే ఇంట్లో ఉంటే అప్పుడు అమావాస్యలో పుట్టినట్లు.
ఓకే ఓకే. ఇప్పుడు ఇలాంటి వృశ్చిక రాశి వాళ్ళకి మ్యాచెస్ చూడాలంటే ఎందులో చూస్తారు మేడం?
వృశ్చిక రాశికి
మ్యాచెస్ మ్యారేజ్ కోసం మ్యాచెస్ చూడాలంటే ఏ రాశి వాళ్ళని చూస్తే బాగుంటుంది ఫేవరబుల్ గా?
అట్లా లేదు, దానికి మ్యాచింగ్ రూల్సే వేరే ఉంటుంది. అది ఇప్పుడు మీరు కన్ఫ్యూజ్ చేసుకునే పని లేదు. మీరు ఒక మంచి అస్ట్రాలజీలకు చూపించండి, వాళ్ళు మ్యాచింగ్ చేస్తారు. అది చాలా కాంప్లికేటెడ్, మీకు చేసే కష్టం అవుతుంది.
Okay, appreciate madam, your classes are very good. I am very much interested in your classes. I am attending for the first time. Still I am able to understand. Enno bounce అవుతున్నాయి నాకు, but still I am able to understand few things. Thank you very much madam. Thank you.
నమస్తే మ్యామ్.
నమస్తే మ్యామ్.
నమస్తే మ్యామ్.
నమస్తే మ్యామ్.
నమస్తే మ్యామ్.
నేను మీనా అంటా మ్యామ్, బెంగళూరు నుంచి మాట్లాడేది.
ఎవరు?
మీనా శశిధర్. మీనా శశిధర్ చాలా బాగా చెప్తా ఉండారు మ్యామ్. ఇప్పుడు ధనుర్ లగ్నంలోగానే కుజ ఉండి అనురాధ నక్షత్రాల్లో పుట్టింటే అప్పుడు కుజ దోషం క్యాన్సర్ లా మేడం?
అవును, ఆ పర్టికులర్ నక్షత్ర లిస్ట్ ఇచ్చినాను కదా,
లగ్నంలోనే కుజ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఏమి దోషం రాదు,
ఏమైంది ఆ నక్షత్రం పుట్టిన వాళ్ళకి దోషం వచ్చేలా.
ఇప్పుడు రవి ಮತ್ತೆ చంద్ర రెండును డెబిలిటేషన్ లోనే ఉంటే అప్పుడు ఏం తొందరలు అవుతుంది మేడం?
తొందర అంటే కన్నా రవి డెబిలిటేటెడ్ అంటే సన్ రిప్రజెంట్స్ యువర్ బాడీ, హెల్త్ ప్రాబ్లం వస్తుంది. మూన్ రిప్రజెంట్స్ యువర్ మైండ్, సో మైండ్ వీక్ గా ఉంటుంది, డిసిషన్స్ తీసుకునే అయ్యలేదు. సో స్ట్రెంగ్తన్ బోత్ సన్ అండ్ మూన్, అంతే సింపుల్.
నేను మ్యూజిక్ టీచర్ మేడం, నా క్లాసెస్ ఉంటుంది. మీ క్లాస్ కోసం నేను ఫుల్ క్యాన్సిల్ చేసి ఇచ్చింది. నేను కర్ణాటిక్ మ్యూజిక్ టీచర్.
వండర్ఫుల్ వండర్ఫుల్ మా.
నేను క్లాస్ కోసము మీ టైంలో యావది క్లాసెస్ పెట్టుకోవాలి, క్యాన్సిల్ చేసేసి.
సో నైస్ మా, సో నైస్.
చాలా బాగా చెప్తా ఉంటారు మేడం.
నమస్తే.
థ్యాంక్ యూ మేడం.
నమస్తే మ్యామ్. నేను శృతి అని.
నమస్తే మ్యామ్.
చెప్పండి.
నేను
శృతి
పద్మజ,
అంటున్నాను.
బెంగళూరు ఇంకా.
ఇంకా
మ్యామ్ నేను పద్మజ, బెంగళూరు ఇంకా.
చెప్పండి మా.
మ్యామ్ చాలా బాగా చెప్తా ఉన్నారు. అయితే అంత టాపిక్స్ ఒకసారి ఎట్లా అయిపోతుందంటే ఒక కన్ఫ్యూజన్ అయిపోతుంది మ్యామ్.
మైండ్ క్లియర్ గా పెట్టుకోండి, స్లోగా ఒకటొకటే అర్థం చేసుకునే ప్రయత్నం చేయండి. ఒకటి నేను పీడిఎఫ్ ఇచ్చినాను, ఆ పీడిఎఫ్ ప్రతి దినము ఇప్పుడు ఈ థర్స్డే టు నెక్స్ట్ థర్స్డే మీకు టైం ఉంటుంది. ఒక్కొక్క ప్లానెట్ గురించినే ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తా ఉన్నాను. మీరు ఆ ప్లానెట్ ది ఓపెన్ చేసేసి అది ఒక్కొక్క లైనే చదివినప్పుడు దాన్ని మైండ్ లో ఇమాజిన్ చేసుకోండి, ఈజీ అవుతుంది. అందుకే అస్ట్రాలజీ అనేది కాన్సెప్ట్ చాలా ఉంటుంది. అన్నిటిని ఒకేసారి నేర్చుకునే ప్రయత్నం చేస్తే కన్ఫ్యూజన్ అవుతుంది, అట్లా చేయొద్దండి. ఒకటొకటే నేర్చుకోండి. తిరిగి మధ్యలో టైం దొరికితే యూట్యూబ్ వీడియోను ఉంది, దాన్ని ఒకసారి చూడండి, నిదానంగా అర్థం చేసుకోండి. అర్జెంట్ ఏమీ లేదు, దేర్స్ నో రన్నింగ్ రేస్, నో కాంపిటీషన్. జస్ట్ మీ గ్రాస్పింగ్ కెపాసిటీ మీరు అర్థం చేసుకునేది. హ్యావ్ పేషెన్స్, స్లోగా ఒకటొకటే దినానికి ఒక పేజీ చదవండి, అంతే అర్థం చేసుకోండి చాలు. నెక్స్ట్ వీక్ మీకు అది రెడీ అయిపోయింది.
నమస్తే మ్యామ్.
మ్యామ్ అది ఫస్ట్ టైం మీరు ఇన్నర్ ప్లానెట్ అవుటర్ ప్లానెట్స్ చెప్పొచ్చు కదా మ్యామ్. అప్పుడు మూన్ ని ఇన్నర్ ప్లానెట్ అని చెప్పొచ్చు. ఇప్పుడు క్లాస్ లో అది అవుటర్ ప్లానెట్.
ఇన్నర్ ప్లానెట్ మూన్ ఇస్ ఇన్నర్ ప్లానెట్. మూన్, మర్క్యూరీ అన్ని ఇన్నర్ ప్లానెట్స్.
అయితే ఇప్పుడు అర్త్ బదులు మనం మూన్ తీసుకుంటాము అని చెప్పొచ్చు కదా, అందుకే కొంచెం కన్ఫ్యూజన్.
అవుటర్ ప్లానెట్స్ ఉండేది మూడే, మార్స్, జూపిటర్, సాటర్న్, ఇంక వేరే అన్ని ఇన్నర్ ప్లానెట్స్.
సరే మ్యామ్, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
మ్యామ్ నేను శృతి అని, బెంగళూరు నుంచి. నమస్తే.
చెప్పండి మా. నమస్తే మా.
నమస్తే మ్యామ్. నా కూతురు లైక్ 7:15 AM పుట్టిండేది పొద్దున్నే. యాక్చువల్ గా కొన్ని దీంట్లో వాళ్ళు ఆస్ట్రాలజర్ అంటే వాళ్ళు సాఫ్ట్వేర్ వేసినప్పుడు 7:15 కి మిథున రాశి అంటేనే చెప్తారు. యావదో ఒగుట్ల మాత్రం వాళ్ళు కర్కాటక రాశి అంటూ చెప్పరి. బట్ ఇప్పుడు కర్కాటక రాశికి ఎత్తుకుంటే కుజ దోషం వస్తుంది, దీనికి మిథున రాశికి అయితే వచ్చేలేదు. ఇప్పుడు నేను ఎట్లా కన్సిడర్ చేసుకోవాలా అని నాకు గుర్తుకాలేదు.
మీరు దోషం, కుజ దోషము లగ్నం ఇంకా చూడండి చాలు, మూన్ ఇంకా అంత అక్కర్లేదు, మూను వీనస్ ఇంకా అక్కర్లేదు. ఊరికే అండర్స్టాండింగ్ కోసము కొందరు అంతా అది ఫాలో చేస్తారు అని చెప్తుంది. బట్ ప్రాక్టికల్ పర్పస్ కి ప్రతి ఒక్క అస్ట్రాలజీలో ఫాలో చేసేది లగ్నం ఇంకా చూసేది. సో
లగ్నము మిథున రాశి అని రాసుకున్నాను. లగ్నం ఒక నిమిషం, అదే లగ్నం అంటే ఎట్లా లైన్ వేసి ఉంటారు కదా, అట్లా ఎట్లా ఎత్తుకోవాలా మనము?
లైన్స్ వేసింటారు కదా, ఇట్లా 2 లైన్స్ వేసింటారు కదా, అది లగ్నము. మీరు చూడండి
లగ్నం వచ్చి కర్కాటక లగ్నం అంతానే ఉంది. అక్కడ ఇంకా కుజ అంటే వస్తే 8th house వస్తుంది.
ఓకే, మీది
మిథున రాశి వస్తుంది.
క్యాన్సిలేషన్ రూల్స్ ఇచ్చినాను కదా, దాంట్లో ఏదైనా అప్లై అవుతుందా అని చూడండి. అది ఉంటుంది కదా,
అదే పునర్వసు నక్షత్రము మిథున రాశి వస్తే అయ్యలేదు అనేట్లు లెక్క.
చూడండి మీరు ఒకసారి స్లైడ్స్ చూసేసి తిరిగి నిదానంగా చూడండి క్యాన్సిల్ అవుతుందా అని.
మేడం మీరు సాఫ్ట్వేర్ చెప్పింటారు కదా, దాంట్లో ఏమైనా వేస్తే మాకు పర్ఫెక్ట్ అనిపిస్తుందా?
ఏంటి సాఫ్ట్వేర్ నేను అది చెప్పింటి కదా, ఇది అప్లికేషన్ యాప్, దాంట్లో వేసి చూడండి యాద్ వస్తుంది అని, అది కరెక్ట్ గా ఇస్తుంది.
ఓకే మేడం, థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్.
ఓకే, వెల్కమ్.
Madam, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Nagendra Kumar from Mysore.
Okay, sir.
Madam, thank you very much for your classes. And
Welcome.
Today's topic is very much related to my horoscope.
Okay, sir.
And you have talked about characteristics of 12 Rashis. So my question is whether if you apply nakshatra and pada, the characteristics will change?
Yes, sir. It's like a microscope. Ibro, when you just look at a picture, you will see some things, sir. When you see through a magnifying glass, you will see some things. When you use a microscope, the details become more clear and finer. So nakshatras make it much more detailed. It's like Rashi is like a heap, the broad overview, a broad picture. When you go to nakshatra level, it becomes much more specific and detailed. Okay. So as we go on, next we'll learn about nakshatras only. You will understand, you will get a better picture of it.
Thank you very much, brother.
Yes, thank you. Welcome, sir. I think it's 8 o'clock. Soumya?
Yes, ma'am. I'll end the meeting.
So, thank you all. I hope all of you enjoyed today's session and found it interesting and helpful. Have a happy week.
Very much.
See you all next week.